everyone, this is Syeda Mehak Zahra. So basically I am a software engineer. So first of all, starting the talk, I will just give you a little bit intro. And basically I am a software engineer and I'm from Pakistan and I'm working as a software engineer since 2014. I hold a master's degree in computer science from TU Berlin. And at the moment I am working in ADVA optical networking. Beside this, I am also working as a Berlin Learning Lead in PWIC. I was a former software engineer in Volkswagen also, and I was also a speaker at Radio Pakistan. So coming after the intro, I would also like to share something about PWIC. So I am basically a part of PWIC, which is also a community for women, which is like basically to collaborate with different women who are working in different domains. So Pakistani women in computing is a global community of women that offers different kind of collaboration with women in different fields. So these are the founders who are working with it, and beside this they have different branches in Islamabad, Seattle, Berlin, Silicon Valley, and Toronto, and they offer different programs. So I thought maybe it's good that I can also share that. And they have different programs. They offer different global community, global volunteer, global community meetups. And these are basically the intro for PWIC. So these are the snapshots from this community that we normally work on, and we are basically giving different webinars related to this. So Serena also contacted me due to this, and then we had a great discussion, and then we started to have a discussion related to different forums. So this is basically a snapshot of it, and there we can have a discussion about it. So now I will just move towards the agenda. Basically, I am working as a mobile application developer, and today for the main topic, I will discuss about mobile application development, intro to Android platform architecture, application framework, and application building blocks, development tools, and then I will also show you a demo how to create a Android application, and then porting Android application and how useful it is and how easy to integrate to this new world of Android mobile application development. So first of all, I will just tell you few reasons to go for mobile application development. Before digging into it, I will first of all tell you about how I transitioned my career to mobile application development. So basically, I graduated in 2014, and soon after my graduation, I started off my career as a game developer because I was quite interested in this domain. So I was just working on this. Then I just started looking at different domains, and I found Android as a good domain for my career path. So because at this era is for smartphones, there are different kind of social media interactions. Internet is everywhere, social networking. So due to this reason, I started to do some R&D on this, and I found this really a good area. So I started my career with just digging into Android development, and then I will just give you a basic introduction for Android. Basically, it is an open platform for mobile development, and basically it provides a complete stack for operating systems, middleware applications, and it is also open source, so everyone can use it, and there is no cost for it, and it is basically powered by Linux operating system. First application development in Java. So Java is a programming language that is used for it, and it is open source under the Apache 2 license. So that would be little bit technical talk. And for Android, there could be different kind of frameworks, libraries, but I will dig into this later. First of all, I will just give you a basic introduction for this. Android have different kind of libraries, you can say. Android has different kind of operating system, utils, graphics, text. So if you want to start from a scratch, there are different kind of things that you would be interested in. Android offers different kind of different kind of options for learning point of view. So there are different kind of chunks where you can divide your work, and there is a lot of different options that you can work on, and there are different variations also. So first of all, there are basically 4 building blocks for Android. Whoever wants to start this career from Android development, so these are the 4 basic chunks for Android. We can split the Android into 4 major chunks. Activity is basically a screen that we normally see in any of our application which is in our Android phone. So any screen which is inside any app, we can term it as an activity. Intent receive is like moving from one page to another, means intent receive. Service is like, for example, you have different applications in Android. So service could be as a alarm. For example, for alarm application, every time service is running in the background. So we can term these kind of application as a service. And content provider, for example, you can consider an application like Google Maps. So in that we are just fetching some content, so we can term this as a content provider. So there are different kind of activities in Android, so typically correspond to UI that we can see in an Android, but they can be faceless, they could be floating window, return a value. So there could be different conditions when we are designing an Android application. Intents means, for example, if you log into any Android application and then you just go to the next screen, so that is like transition from one screen to another. So we have different kind of intents for Android, and these intents could be sending data from one screen to another, and how to manage this. So for starting Android, we should have like these kind of basic concepts, and one can easily understand how to move from one activity to another, and these are the basic concepts to understand this logic. And there are different kind of intent receivers, component that respond to broadcast intent, ways to respond to external notifications or alarm. So basically how to trigger these entities and how to trigger that functionalities. So we use these kind of intent receivers, how to receive the data and how to save it. So we require these kind of intents, and due to this reason we have these kind of intent receivers in Android. Basically, here I am giving the basic concepts of Android that we use. These are the basic terminologies, and for starting a career in Android, we can once we have the basic knowledge for these terminologies, everyone can start this career by creating a simple Android application, and you don't need anything. For testing an application, you just need an Android phone and a laptop and an Android studio, and you can just start drag and drop creating new screens. So I can show you how we can start this in the demo. Services, I already told you, like there could be different kind of applications that offers different kind of services. Like alarm is another example. Like for example, if you want to set an alarm in an Android application, it has to be running in the background so that it can keep track. Okay, I have to ring up during maybe at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, whatever. So it would be running in the background. So for background running application, we should have some kind of concept which is known as services. Music player is also a same example. Network download that can be run in background with using thread. So this is a major concept in services. Content providers provide different kind of data across applications, address book, photo gallery, like these are like fetching data from Android. So we use this concept for queuing data and for getting the data. If we need some content from any other source, we will be needing content providers. So basically, while developing Android applications, we have different kind of layouts. It could be linear layout, like only the screen is linear. Then we have linear layout, absolute layout. If you have different chunks in Android, then we have table layout. And for user interface, basically this is the basic snapshot of the code that we normally use. So for linear layout, we can say that, okay, orientation for Android applications, there could be different orientation. Application could be horizontal, application could be vertical. So you can just write it like, okay, this application would be vertical, and this would be the height width parameter for creating a full screen page. And this is like, okay, first of all, if you want to start with hello world for developing, first of all we start with hello world program always. So this would be an example of hello world program, and these are the hierarchies. So I can also show you switching UI elements. So basically, while starting in UI development, we have different kind of concepts like buttons, text view, edit views, activities, and we can easily play around with these kind of activities, text views and buttons by having a view inside the Android activity, and then we can just set on click listeners, like once a button is pressed, what would be the next thing that we need to do. So this is basically, this session I have planned is basically for the one who wants to start their career in Android, and how to basically start it from having a zero knowledge. Like I know many persons who basically even don't know any knowledge of computer science, but they have started their career in Android development and mobile development. So it's not really technical. There are also some drag and drop technologies and a lot of things. So basically it is only about interest, whether you have any background knowledge or not. So for Android development, it's really easy to have hands-on these kind of interactions. So basically for every Android file, we have an Android manifest file where we can easily mention like what would be the app name, which we can see inside the app, and how to map it, what would be the launcher screen. So here within this hierarchy, we can show like what kind of information that we need. And manifest is basically the root of each Android application. For every Android application, we have a root, and there we just specify the information related to it. And for Android application, basically we can have a Play Store where we can just upload our application, and one can easily download it and can see it and play around with this. So here I am explaining this Android manifest.xml, each tag with its information. So application root element containing declaration. So basically this application will explain, okay, what would be the icon for the application that would be shown on our screen. So this application tag will show, this is the drawable. Here we can just put that PNG image, and here we can see the icon that would be shown. And this is the activity that would be the first screen that would be launched when you click on a particular Android application. And there we can, how we can just move from one activity to another, one page to another. Here we can just mention it. And here we action, like what would be the action when we the user pressed one button, and what would we do when user clicks from one screen to another. This is basically an action. And the category is like what kind of category is it. If it is a launcher, then every category would be like, first of all, the first screen would be this. So with this launcher will depict that, okay, once the user click on a particular Android application, then the required screen would be launched. So first of all, I will show the application development steps for a person who is really new in Android field and who want to learn it. So basically the steps would be to download and install the Android SDK. It's free of source, and you can just write it on Google, download and install Android SDK and test emulator. You can just download it from their website. Then you just need to install the JDK, install Eclipse. Eclipse is basically a provider where you can just write your code and do everything. And then you need to install the ADT plugin for Eclipse. But if you have your own Android phone, then you can also use that. So first of all, I will show you how to create a Hello World application. Okay, so first of all, you have to just download the Android Studio. And once the Android Studio is downloaded, you can just launch it and just go to Package Explorer, and there just click on Package Explorer new project. And once you just click on project, you can just select Android project. And once you just select the Android project, you can just name your project whatever you want. So I am just starting with Hello World. So you can just write Hello World, and you can just write your definition, like what would be the name of the project, what is the activity name which you want to start, and then you can just click on finish. and then you will get the main activity and main XML code. And there you just need to write here. If you just look at this main activity, here hello word in Android, the name of the activity is hello Android, which is extended from activity. And on create, you can just set content view. You can see like within the method on create, there is a method set content view where we are just specifying r.layout.main. So basically this main is the GUI. This is the screen that user basically sees. Here you can add text view, here you can add image view, here you can add different kind of buttons, whatever you want. And they also provide this drag and drop facility. So there you can just use any drag and drop facility which needs to be integrated, and you can just create any screen without knowing any knowledge of Android. So you can easily integrate this screen. And this is again the Android manifest file, and here we have added all the information what would be the app name which is normally shown. For example, Facebook is an app. So if I am creating an app, here my name of the app would be Facebook, for example, and the first page would be like splash screen, first screen. So here I can create it, and based on the number of screens I can add as many of intent filters that are needed. And once the code is ready, I can just open run dialog. I just need to click on this button, and then I can just click on run. And here you can see that this is like hello world application, because I have only added the text view. So here you can see hello world. This you can see in your screen also, and then you can just play around with it, and you can just add any text view, image view, and you can also like publish this app into Play Store. So you can buy the account. I guess it cost almost 20 euro, and you can just buy account in Play Store. You can publish your own apps, and it's really good for business point of view also. Like you can just publish your different apps. You can integrate ads also. So it's really a good thing for anyone who want to start their career in Android development. If you want to port your app, so you can also use like resource files are bundled. Basically the resultant file, when you just run the project, the resultant file that you get is basically APK file, and then you can just APK file you can just archive into a single application, and then you will get the resultant. And once you upload your APK file to a Play Store or anything, you can see your application everywhere. Interesting things to know, I would say, is Android is open source. So you don't need to buy anything, you don't need anything. Any one person who has only a laptop or anything, like for iOS you have to have an account, it's not open source, you need a lot of utilities. But Android is open source, anyone can start learning it, and it's really fun to learn. I started it like from 2015 until now. I really like it, and there are a lot of libraries or a lot of built-in things you can do. There are a lot of built-in applications one can easily integrate, and it's really easy. And there are a lot of opportunities for researchers. So for Android, even I did my master thesis from ADVA, which is also related to Android. So there are a lot of opportunities, lot of jobs in this domain. So it's really good to have hands-on experience on it. And you just have to get the source. There are already some open source libraries, open source apps which are already available. Just compile this, update it, change the UI, just play with it. So it's really interesting things that one should know if one is keen to learn Android. And these are the references if you want to start learning. And if you need any help, or if you need any questions, if you have any questions, you can just ask me, and that's it.
Thank you so much, Syeda. That was really interesting. We do have a few questions. What would you say was the hardest thing about breaking into tech, and how did you overcome it?
Actually, for me, to be honest, it was not that hard, because I was really passionate about mobile application development and game development. So even when I graduated, I landed my first job as a game developer. So for first job, it was quite tough to learn new things because game development is little bit more time consuming and quite difficult to learn as compared to Android application development. So I struggled that time. I was just working day and night during that because that was my learning phase and that was my first job. But after that, I just learned gradually. But first job would be really demanding because at that point you have to learn and you have to invest yourself. So if you are able to cope up with the first or second job, then I guess it's really easy.
Which middleware platform have you used, WebSphere or Tomcat?
I have used Tomcat.
Have you used WebSphere as well, or has it always just been Tomcat?
Yeah, normally I prefer Tomcat.
How would you approach the development when you want to make a cross-platform app?
Okay, basically I cross-platform apps. Basically, as I already told you, when I started my career as a game developer, so I was working with a cross-platform plugin, which is Cocos 2DX. So basically, it is not only for Android. It is a cross-platform for iOS, Android, and Windows. So basically, I was working with iOS apps, games, and then I just put into Android and Windows, and then I worked with the native Android domain. So there are it's really a tricky topic. There are some pros and cons of being native and then having a cross platform. For cross platform, definitely it's easy to just port from one platform to another, but there are some kind of UI interaction and some kind of widgets or some kind of new frameworks which are not available in cross platform. So it depends on the kind of product or the kind of app that you need. So it basically depends, but normally I would prefer having a native app as compared to cross platform.
Another question we had from Julia was, what is your opinion on Flutter for mobile application, especially for prototyping and building an app in short time?
Okay, so basically my company is also now planning to port the application to Flutter. So to be honest, I have worked with the basic native Android, and I am at the moment I am just learning Flutter. So I really liked it as per now, but I'm not really experienced in Flutter at the moment. But in terms of new prototyping and in terms of new features that Flutter is offering, I really like it, and my plan is to have a hands-on experience on it. But at the moment, what I have worked on it, I worked on different kind of prototypes, and I really liked it. So I would say it's really a nice thing that is introduced.
We had a quick question from Rashini, who asked, how do you test your apps in various different Android phones and versions? And how do you ensure that the app doesn't break in a new version?
So basically, it varies from app to app. So basically, there is nowadays we have like in my last company there were a lot of test devices. So we used to do it for that, but there is also a website Conipaton. They offer different kind of virtual Android forms where you can test different applications. You just have to have an account, and there you can just upload your APK and you can test it. So it depends on app to app, but normally we have different kind of testers who are basically testing it on different kind of Android devices. But for the designers, normally designer give us the screens sizes for every UI and mobile type. So normally we just use that. So it varies, but normally we prefer to have like different screen sizes for every kind of mobile.
How would you say that your academic experience helped you in your professional development for the companies that you have worked for?
Like as I told you, I graduated in 2014, and soon after my graduation, first of all, I started working as a game developer in Gamination. Then I worked as an Android developer. Then I worked with Upwork as a mobile application developer. I worked with iOS. Then I came here in Germany for my master's degree. And there I worked with different domains: cloud computing, 5G, IoT, different technologies that are in these days. And if you just notice my profile is really diverse. Like during my master's degree, I was working with Volkswagen for almost 2.5 years, and there I was working with the different Android application. But sometime I was also working with React. I was also working with web development, and then I did my master thesis with ADVA, which is a German security company, and there I was working with Android, but it was more related to security concepts. And now ADVA is basically totally a telecommunication company. So there I'm working as you can say Java Spring backend developer. So you can see my profile is quite diverse. So I was able to get a lot of concepts of OOP, and you can say data structures and algorithms from my professional academic degree. But as I already told you, for Android, if you have interest, if you have passion, I guess even a lay person who don't know anything, he or she can also learn it. So for Android especially, it has my professional academics has helped me, but I can say that if someone is passionate, Android is quite easy to get hands-on experience.
One last question. What is your opinion on React Native for mobile development?
For React Native development, my opinion is like it depends basically what are the requirements of the client. Like for example, if you need a hybrid platform and if you have to develop it for Android and iOS, and if your requirements can qualify React Native one, definitely it would be a good approach. But basically I am a native application development, so I have worked with different libraries. For example, I have worked with animations, material design, new concepts, new Android guidelines. So some of the concepts or some of the libraries or frameworks are still not integrated in React Native. This is my perception, and I found maybe I'm more experienced in native Android development, so I found it more easy to integrate this as compared to React Native. But it varies. Maybe someone is more experienced in the other domains, so their point of view could be different. But as per my point of view, I would say that I would prefer the native one approach.
Just massive thank you to everyone for coming along, and hope to see you all soon.